Hello, Naikib. Hello, Yasmina. Good evening.
Okay, everything fine?
I think YouTube live not started, no?
I think it started.
Okay.
Just check.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's
okay. Started, right?
Yeah, fine.
I think YouTube live not started, no? I think it started.
Okay, ready.
Okay. Just check.
Onward.
Yeah. That's okay. Started, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm starting the class, okay? Okay, right. Okay. So who are all the schools connected here? Let me see first. Yashmina Sultana, okay. So hello students. So like Roshit sir is on leave, so like I'm going to continue your class on your topic name isomerism in organic compounds. Okay, so it's a very simple topic, and then like you will see like sometimes 1-2 questions comes from this, definitely short from like in the JE also as well as in the NEET also. So it is very much important. So just focus. Let's move on to the concepts isomerism. Okay, so these are the learning objectives which we are going to cover. That is isomerism, and then in this isomerism chain and positional isomerism, functional isomerism, then geometrical. What is geometrical isomerism, and then the optical isomerism. Okay, so moving on to the next. This is the Jacob Berzelius. Like he characterized the word isomer, and what he said about the word isomer, like what he characterized is it is nothing but the Greek word, and then the meaning of this isomer, if you will see, it is like segregated into the two part, that is iso and then the meros. That meaning, isos meaning equal, and then the meros meaning parts. That means it has the equal parts. And then what does the Jacob Berzelius tell that it is having the like, what does the isomer is? It is having the same chemical composition, but their chemical properties or their properties will be different. Okay, so isomer is nothing but the having equal parts, but their properties is going to be different. So going on to the next, what does the isomerism, the word means? It is nothing but the phenomena of existence of two or more compounds. Okay, two or more compounds having the same molecular formula, having the same molecular formula but different properties, different property. That means it will be having the different physical properties, different chemical properties. Okay, but यहाँ पे क्या होगा, their molecular formula is going to be same. That means number of carbon or number of hydrogen or number of oxygen atoms are all going to be same. Phenomena is nothing but the process of existence. Okay, so here you have C3, H6, and then the O. So like, how can we write into the different compounds is, suppose one possibility is this one, where we can write propenon, in which you can see that the connectivity is CH3, then C double bond O, then CH3. And what is the another possibility? Another possibility is propanol. Propanol, as you can see that here, this is a keto group. You can see here, this is a keto group, and then this is a aldehyde group. Okay, but if we will see the difference between both the compounds, propanol and the propanol, what you will see is both are having different structure. Different structure, that means they will be having the different physical properties also, and then they will be having the different chemical properties also, right? But if we will count the chemical composition, that means if you will see the number of carbons, number of hydrogen, and then the number of oxygen atoms in both the compounds, it is same. So isomerism meaning it will be having the same molecular formula but different structure. Okay, that means different properties. Now going on to the next. Some more examples of this. As you can see here, carbon is 2, hydrogen is 6, and then we need 1 oxygen. Another possibilities of this is it is nothing but the ethanol. What is this? Ethanol. And then what is this? Dimethyl ether. So okay, now you can see in this is in the first structure it is ethanol, where you are having carbon is connected to S3, then CH2, then OH. And then the another possibility, when you will draw the another possibility, what you will find is CH3, then oxygen, then OH3. Okay, connectivity structure is different, but what you will find, number of carbon, number of hydrogen, number of oxygens are same. That means same molecular formula but different structure formula, correct? Now going on to the another example, that is C3H6 and then 1O, that is your oxygen. So what does it say? आप यहाँ पे क्या देख सकते हो? CH3, one methyl group, then CH2, then CHO, and then another possibility is CH3, C double bond O, and then the CH3. Okay, and then the another one more possibility is CH2 double bond CH single bond CH2OH. And then now, if you will see clearly in the first compound also, you will find that how many carbons, hydrogens, and then oxygens are there? C3H6 and then the O. Okay, and then in the second compound also, what you will find? CH3, C double bond O, CH3. That means same formula. And then for the compound 3 also, you are having the same number of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay, so what you will find here is again same molecular formula but different structure formula, correct? Easy hai na? Now going on to the next, isomerism. Now isomerism are classified into two types. What are those two types? First is your structure formula. And then another one is your stereoisomerism. That is structural isomerism and then the stereoisomerism. And then it is further classified as chain isomerism, where structural isomerism is further classified as chain isomerism, then position isomerism, functional group isomerism, and then last metamerism. So all those are classified into, like, it is comes under what? Structural isomerism. And then if you will classify more for the stereoisomerism, it is further classified as geometrical isomerism and then the optical isomerism. So here one by one we are going to like get the explanation, where we are going to solve some examples and then some JEE or NEET questions, some few questions of JEE and NEET, so that आपको भी clarity मिल जाएगा कि actual में like हम questions वगैरह किस तरीके से solve कर पाएंगे अगर आपको इस topic से question आता है तो. Okay, यहाँ तक कोई doubt किसी को? Anyone? Easy topic है, ठीक है, टेंशन लेना नहीं है. You don't have to take any worry on it. Now going on to the next, ये रहा तुम्हारा robot, and what does it showing that the, चलो पढ़ते हैं आज structural isomerism. So let's start the structural isomerism. ये structural isomerism क्या होता है? Structural isomerism is nothing but it is having the same molecular formula but different structures. ठीक है, इसके पहले हमने भी यही देखा, कुछ एग्जांपल्स देखा था, याद है? what does it show? That it is having the same number of composition, but their structures were different. Okay, like C6 and C6H7 and O. One structure is this. Okay, one structure is your this. Okay, एक second रुक जाओ. One structure is your this. 2-amino phenol. Another one क्या है तुम्हारा? Another one is a 3-amino phenol, and then last one is your 4-amino phenol. अब यहाँ पे आप लोग देखोगे तो what you can see is यहाँ पे like OH group is at same position, but NH2 is getting changed, position is getting changed, so structure is getting changed. If the structure is getting same, and then but your molecular formula is going to be same, so it is your same molecular formula and different structures, so it is your structural isomerism. So let's in structure isomerism first we like first classification chain isomerism. What does it say? What does it say? That the when two or more compounds, when minimum two or more compounds have similar molecular formula but different carbon skeleton. अब carbon skeleton का मतलब ये human का skeleton है, and then if you will see that the like every human beings will be having the some kind of bone skeleton. Skeleton किसको बोलते हैं? bone. So यहाँ पे bone कौन है? Carbon is the backbone of whole organic chemistry. So carbon का skeleton क्या होगा? यहाँ पे change होगा. ठीक है? Coming on to the molecular formula is C5H12. That means number of carbon should be 5 and then the hydrogen should be 12. Okay. Different in chain. Yeah, correct. Different. There will be a different in chain. So here C5H12, first example is pentane, and then the other another example is isopentane. Now if you will see here if we will count the number of carbon chain, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 carbon chain, long chain, straight line. Okay, but if you will count here 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one carbon is connected to the another like second carbon position. So if you will see here, if we will measure the chain, one chain is bigger length and then the another chain is having the short length, but and then having the branches. Okay, so because of these branches, what is happening? The chain is getting shorter. Okay, so this is the reason what is happening. It will be showing the C5H12, and again if you will count, you will get C5H12 here also, and then again we'll see here C5H12 here also. That means difference is only in chain. This is 5 carbon chain, big chain, and then this is 4 carbon, big chain. One is getting connected at the second carbon, correct? Now this is the another example of the same molecular formula. This is, if you will count here also, it comes by H2. Wait. Okay, so am I visible to everyone? Guys, am I visible? Can anyone put in the chat box? Okay, fine, thank you. Okay, fine. So what is happening here? The neopentane, what is happening here? Now connectivity, if you will see, one carbon, two carbon, and then the 3 carbon. And again, if you will count from this direction, again 1, 2, 3. So here longest chain can be only 3 carbon. Here it is 4 carbon chain. Here it is 5 longest carbon chain. Only difference coming is in the chain, that is chain length. In the first compound, chain length is bigger than in this little bit shorter, and then in this more shorter, but the connectivity is getting like there is more branches. Okay, so if there is a change in the chain, that means difference in the chain length of the carbon, then it will come under the chain isomerism. Okay, now going on to the next. Position isomerism. So what does the position isomerism show? Isomerism shows that the when two or more compounds differ in the position, that is substituent or functional group on the carbon skeleton, this is called a position isomerism. As the name only suggests, position, that means there will be a change in the position. Correct. Coming on to the example, for molecular formula C3H8 and then the oxygen, what does it shows? Propane 1-ol. Propane 1-ol. So here if you will see 1 carbon, 2nd carbon, 3 carbon, and then if you will count in this direction 1, 2, 3. Okay. Suppose if you are counting in this direction. Okay. So here the OH group is your functional group. So functional group is connected at the first carbon, and then the another example, it is also a same, like in both the groups, in both the compounds, if you will see this compound and then this compound, what you will see, both are alcoholic compound. Okay, but what is the difference? Difference is nothing but the 1, 2, and then the 3. That means in this compound, this OH functional group is coming on the 2nd position, and then here the OH group is coming on the 1st position. Correct. But both are having the same molecular formula. That means there is a change in the position of what? Functional group. So either there will be a change in the functional group, or either can be a change in the substituent. Okay. Now going on to the next example, C3H9N. One example is your propanamine, and then the another example is propane 2-amine. These are the two possibilities. Okay, so in this, if you will again count first, second, third, and then this is amine group. This is nothing but your amine group. So this amine group is connected to the first carbon, and then if you will see here 1, 2, 3. So this amine is connected to the 2nd carbon. So what difference you are able to see? Difference in position. Correct? Am I correct? यहाँ तक समझ गया? Students, Alima, can you reply in the chat box, please? Do you all understand? Okay, thank you. Okay, so now proceeding on to the next. Proceeding on to the next. What does it show? That all the normal iso and the neo compounds are always what? Position isomerism, except what? N-propyl and then the isopropyl. If you will see here, this is your N-propyl, this is your N-propyl, and then this is your isopropyl. Now if you will see, what you can see here is these are not the position isomerism. What you can see here is, in this you will say that the what you will see, 1 minute. If you will talk about the wait. So sorry for the little bit inconvenience, as it's my first class for live. Okay, so what I will say here is normal iso and then neo compounds are always what? Chain isomers, but except the what? N-propyl, N-isomer. Okay, I will tell you. Suppose if you are telling the N-propane, whenever you are telling the normal chain, that means N-propane. Suppose here if you are telling N-propane, so N-propane is going to be, that means it is going to be a straight chain. Okay, it is going to be a straight chain. If you are telling N normal butane, that means Normal butane, that means CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Same for if you are telling N-pentane, N-hexane, so it is going to be a normal. Okay, and then iso, that means if it is present like this, then it is going to be a iso. And then in the neo compounds, what will happen? One carbon will be connected from the all four direction. Okay, so it is going to be a chain isomerism. But if you will talk about the N propyl and then the isopropyl, so what will happen? This comes under what? Position isomerism. As you can see here, what you can see here is one CH3 group is connected to the second carbon first, second, and then the one methyl group is connected to the second carbon. But if you see here, 1, 2, 3, this group is coming in a straight chain, correct? So this shows it is a change in the position, okay, not the chain. So just remember that the what you have to remember here, N propyl, that is your this compound, and then isopropyl are comes under the position isomerism and not the chain isomerism. Okay, now let's do the calculation of position for a group. Suppose this is ethane. If you will count from here also, if you will count from this direction, it will going to be A, and if you are going to count from this direction, it is going to be A, correct? Now coming on to this, again, if you will count from this direction, we will count from this direction A, then after CH3 there is change, that is CH2, we are naming at B, then again what we are getting? CH3, that means C. So it is showing the two ways. Either we can count from this way, what will come? AB, AB, ABA, and if you will count from this direction also, what will we get? ABA. Okay, clear? Clear. Reply in the chat box, please. Clear? Position isomerism क्या होता है? Clear हो गया? Okay. Okay. Now moving on to the next. C4H10, and then suppose if you are showing this in these directions, what we can see here, CH3, it is A, then CH2, B, then again CH2, that means same it is repeating, B, then again A. So there are two ways. Either we can go, if you will come in this direction, A, B, B, A, then if you will go from this direction, what we will get? Same we will get A, B, B, A. Okay, and then coming on to this, what you will get from here, if you go from this direction, this is going to be A, that is CH3, then what is coming? CH, this is something different, then we will name it as B, then again we are coming into this, then CH3, same thing is repeating, then again we are naming it as A. Okay, now if we will go in this direction, then what will happen? A, B, A, same thing will get repeated, and if you will get from this direction, what will get? A, that is same thing is getting repeated, CH3, then B. So there are two ways in this, AB, and also there are two ways in this also, AB. Correct. So total there are four ways. Now coming on to the 6C5H12, you can see here is, this is again you can tell this is A, CH3, then B, CH2, then again what is coming? CH2, we are naming it as C, then again what is coming? If we will number from this side, or if we will count from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, A, B, C, then again your second carbon is like getting repeated, that is B, then again your first carbon is getting repeated, that is C. And the same way, if you will count from this side also, you will get, you will get ABC, BA, ABC, BA in both the directions. Now another formula, another structure formula, what you will see here is, in this, if you say this is a long chain, okay, and then here one carbon chain is connected to the second carbon. Okay, if you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, so there is a change in the position of what? This is nothing but the methyl group. This is nothing but the methyl group. Okay, so here you can say there are four ways. These are, if you will count from this direction, A, okay, then this is D, then again if you are going to this C, then again this is B. Why it is B? Just because in this adjacent to A, we are having CH, but if adjacent to this CH3, we are having CH2. That means this is going to be different. So that is why we are naming it as B. This is C. All are same. But if you will go in this direction, adjacent to this, what is having CH, and then for this also adjacent to this, what is having CH. That is both are same. So there are total 4 ways. Now going on to the next compound of the same molecular formula. If we will see here, adjacent to this carbon you are having C, adjacent to this carbon also C, then again adjacent to this carbon again C, then for this also same. So all are same. So here only there is one way, correct? So there are total how many ways? 8 ways. And then all are showing, all these C5H12 are showing how much? 3 structure formula, that is their connectivity is different. That means here positions are changing. What is happening here? If you will see what is happening here, this CH3 is coming to this carbon, but here to the second carbon, 2 CH3s are there. That means there are change in the position. Okay. Now coming on to the question of JEE Main 2015. JEE Main 2015. Which of the following pairs of compounds are positional isomerism? Positional isomerism बोला है, तो फिर क्या किसमें चेंज होना चाहिए? पोजीशन में चेंज होना चाहिए. सो प्लीज चैट बॉक्स में बताओ आंसर क्या होना चाहिए, किसमें होना चाहिए? फास्ट फास्ट क्या होना चाहिए बच्चे लोग? जस्ट सी कि वेयर देयर इज अ पोजीशन चेंज. ओके, ऑप्शन ए करेक्ट, correct, correct. Okay, we got the correct answer. Okay, and any other? Okay, correct. Okay, fine, very good. मतलब आप लोग को अच्छे से समझ गया positional isomerism. Thank you for your support and then for your like fast reply. Okay, so let's see if we will name from here 1, then this is second carbon, third, 4, and then this is your fifth, and then if you will name the another compound, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So what you will see here, this double bond O is coming onto the, this double bond O is coming onto the second position, and then but here this second double bond O is coming onto the third position, correct? And then also if we will write like how many carbons are there in this C5, then how many hydrogen? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hydrogen, and then 1 oxygen. How many? For structure, there are different. Structure is getting different how? At the position of double bond O. One is connected to the second carbon, and then one is connected to the third carbon, right? So this is your correct answer. Moving on to the next. Chain isomer of 2-hexane is. इसका बताओ, इसका क्या होना चाहिए? Yes, students, fast. You are all very talented. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, answers आ रहे हैं. Others also please reply. Chain isomer of 2-hexane is. Anyone here? चलो डिस्कस करते हैं इसका. Chain isomer of 2-hexane. Let's see. अब 2-hexane का स्ट्रक्चर क्या होगा? What is going to be 2-hexane? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Okay, so it should be a chain isomer. Chain isomer, that means there should be a change in the chain length, difference in the chain length. So if you will, your answer is, if you will see in this, what is happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is change in what? There is change in what? carbon chain. Here there is a 6 carbon chain, and then here you are having the 5 carbon chain. So यहाँ पे change कहाँ पर आया है? Chain length for both of them, chain length is different, correct? और यहाँ पे क्या हो गया था हमारे पास? CH3 is coming on to the third position. So your answer is B. समझ गया ये? समझ गया? रिप्लाई कीजिए चैट बॉक्स में प्लीज, so that we can move further fast. We are running out of time. Students, reply on the chat box please. Okay, JNV, KNR. Okay. Question is, sir, why option D is not correct? Okay, suppose now we will draw the option D structure. Okay, let's draw the option D structure. What you can see here is 4-methyl hex 2-ine. That means it is 6 carbon chain. 6 carbon chain, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 2-ine. 2-ine, that means second carbon पे क्या है तुम्हारे पास? ट्रिपल बॉन्ड है इस तरीके से. Then 4-methyl, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. ये क्या आ जाएगा यहाँ पे? CH3 आ जाएगा. So if we will count carbon in this, how many carbon is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if we will count carbon in this, it is how many carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. तो यहाँ पे तो मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मूला ही चेंज हो जाएगा, करेक्ट? समझ गए? मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मूला ही चेंज हो जाएगा, करेक्ट? समझ गए आप लोग को? क्यों ऑप्शन डी करेक्ट नहीं होगा? ओके फाइन. सो नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट. Functional isomerism and then the metamerism, another two classification of what? Structural isomerism. So as the name suggests, functional isomerism, that means there will be a change in the functional group. Okay, so what does it shows that whenever your two compounds or more than two compounds having the same molecular formula, but there will be a change in what? Functional group. As you know that alcohol, ether, if there will be a change in the functional group but molecular formula is going to be changed, then what we will call functional isomerism. Suppose if you are having C3H6O, what you can see here? Propanol. Okay, and then here you are having the keto group. Keto group is nothing but this is your keto group, C double bond O. Okay, and then you are having the another possibility, that is propanol. And a propanol, that means here CHO, this is your aldehyde group. But if we will count the number of carbon and then the hydrogen and oxygen, what we will find is in both the compound, carbon number is 3, 3, then hydrogen is 6, 6, and then oxygen is only 1. Okay, but what is changing here? Functional group. Keto is what? Functional group. This is your functional group, and then this is also aldehyde is also your what? Functional group. समझ गया? Now going on to the next example, what are going to be types of functional isomerism? First example is alcohols and ethers. So when you are having the same molecular formula, so there will be a functional isomerism in alcohols or ethers. What we seen here, यहाँ पे किसके बीच में था? Ketone and aldehyde. In the same way, whenever there is a alcohol of the same carbon and then the ether of also for the same carbon, there is going to be a same molecular formula. Then again, aldehydes and ketones, cyanides and isocyanides, primary. This is what? 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. That means 1 degree meaning primary, 2 degree meaning secondary, and then the 3 degree meaning tertiary. Okay, then acid and ester, then your alkene, cycloalkane, then alkyne, alkadiene, cycloalkene, and then the bicycloalkane. So we are going to discuss one by one. Okay. Now going on to the next, alcohols and ethers. So for this general formula is going to be this. General formula is going to be Cn, that means n number of carbon, and the 2n of hydrogen, and then the 2n plus 2. Okay, 2n plus 2 of hydrogen, and then the number of oxygen should be 1. So what you will get here is you will get the combination of what? Alcohols and ether. This is your alcohol. Whenever you are having the compound OH, that means alcohol, and then when your compound is connected, that means this R group and then this R group, it can be another kind of, it can be a alkyl or it can be a aryl. So when the two substituents or two alkyl groups or aryl groups are connected on either side of the oxygen, like it will hold the hand of the oxygen from to both the sides. So this functional group is called what? Ether. This is called what? Ether, and then this is called alcohol. So for example, C2H6O, C2H6O, and then if you will see here also, if you will compare, N is 2, then H is how much? 2n plus 2, 2n plus 2, that means 2 2s are 4 plus 6, so 6 hai yahan pe, then 1 is this. So how can you draw the structure of this? Simple. Draw the alcohol simple chain C2H5OH, and then another one will be your OCH3, and then the CH3. Okay, and then in both the compounds, what you can see here is what is changing? OH. Here functional group is OH, and here functional group is ether. Correct? समझ गया ये? Please reply in the chat box. समझ गया ये? Easy है? Easy है? Okay. Nice. चलो next move on करते हैं. Now move on to the aldehydes and then the ketones. यहाँ पे जनरल फॉर्मूला क्या आ जाएगा तुम्हारे पास? यहाँ पे जनरल फॉर्मूला विल बी और जनरल फॉर्मूला क्या आ जाएगा यहाँ पे? इजी है, यस इजी है. जनरल फॉर्मूला क्या हो जाएगा यहाँ पे? Cn हाइड्रोजन क्या होगा? ट्वाइस ऑफ नंबर ऑफ कार्बन, एंड देन द ऑक्सीजन इज गोइंग टू बी 1. ओके, सो अगर ये तुम काउंट करके रखोगे, लाइक इसका जनरल फॉर्मूला याद करके रखते हो, सो यू नो नीड टू लाइक वरी, लाइक यू कैन डायरेक्टली ड्रॉ द स्ट्रक्चर्स. सपोज ये इसके पहले बताया था, whenever you are having the CHO is nothing but it is like this, C double bond O and then the H. So this is your aldehyde group. Okay, aldehyde group, and then CHO, this is your keto group. Now ketone group में क्या होता है? Ketone group is nothing but the C double bond O, and then both the sides are connected to the different alkyl group or aryl group. So what you can see here is, if you will count the, suppose now we are going to the example C3H6O, C3 2N, that is 6, and then the 1 oxygen. जब भी तुम्हारे पास ये आ रहा है, whenever you are getting this general formula, then directly you should get a shine in your brain that ये किस में आता है? aldehydes and ketones में आता है. ठीक है, so इसके लिए क्या हो जाएगा? ये क्या हो जाएगा? ये क्या हो जाएगा तुम्हारे पास? Propanol. Why propanol? This is because 1, 2 and then 3. 3 कार्बन है, that means propane, and then the aldehyde है. So aldehyde का Al क्या आ जाएगा तुम्हारे पास? Suffix में आ जाएगा, तो ये जाएगा propanol, and then the another one is your propanone. This is your what? Propanone. Only difference is CHO and then C double bond O. So हो गया ना functional group, functional isomerism. Now coming on to the cyanide and then the isocyanide. What is happening in the cyanide and then the isocyanide? There is changes in the CN and then the NC. Okay, when there is a CN, you are calling it as a cyanide, and then when there is a cyanide, isocyanide, it is connected with the what? Nitrogen. Here it is connected to what? Here it is connected to what? Carbon. But molecular formula is going to be same. Okay. Now going on to the primary, secondary, and then the tertiary carbon. What you will see here is CnH2n plus 3. This is your general formula. This is your general formula. RnH2. ये क्या जगह प्राइमरी अमाइन, वेयर सपोज यहाँ पे नाइट्रोजन के पास कितने हाथ होते हैं? 1 2 3. दिस इज योर अमोनिया. सो व्हेन one hydrogen is replaced by another substituent, what you call as primary. Okay, when one hydrogen is replaced. But if two hydrogens are replaced, that means you call it as secondary. And then when all the three hydrogens are replaced, what you call as tertiary. As you can see here, one hydrogen is replaced by R group, so it is primary. Then two hydrogens here are replaced by R and R prime, so it is secondary. And then here all the three hydrogens are replaced by all these three different groups, so it is tertiary amine. So there is a change in the functional group. Okay, for example, C3H9 and N, that is a nitrogen. See, what is the difference? This is your primary, this is your secondary, and then this is your tertiary. But all those are having the same molecular formula, correct? So this is nothing but what? Functional isomerism. Okay, going on to the next, acid and ester. So this is the general formula for this. This is your general formula, CN2NO2. So whenever you are seeing that if you are having the carbon and then you are having twice of hydrogen of carbon and then you are having the O2, so you should think that our group is what? Acid, and then the another isomer is going to be what? Ester. Okay, so this is your acid, and then how you write the functional group of acid? C double bond O, and then the OH. And then this is your ester. How you write ester? C double bond O connected to the OR, correct? So let's see the example. C3, twice the carbon number, what you will be having? Hydrogen, and then the O2. So if it is having like that, then you can think that either it is a combination of what? Acid and ester. So here what you can see, CH3, CH2, COOH. How many carbons? 3 carbon, 6 hydrogen, and then the 2 oxygen. In this, what you are having? CH3, COO, CH3. Then this is your what? This is your what? Ester, and then this is your what? Acid, correct? तो हो गया ना इजी, एसिड एंड ईस्टर. तो ये क्या हो जाएंगे तुम्हारे पास? फंक्शनल ग्रुप डिफरेंट है. नाउ गोइंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट, अल्कीन एंड देन द साइक्लोएल्केन. इसके पहले भी तुमने पढ़ा रहेगा अल्कीन क्या होता है. अल्कीन में क्या आएगा तुम्हारे पास? डबल बॉन्ड आएगा. और साइक्लोएल्केन क्या आएगा? साइकिल बना लेगा. ओके, बट अल्कीन बोला है मतलब वो कैसा होगा? एलिफेटिक होगा. दैट मींस देयर विल बी अ नो डबल बॉन्ड और नो ट्रिपल बॉन्ड. अल्कीन बोला है, ठीक है. सो whenever you are having the carbon and then you are having the hydrogen in twice the number of carbon, it comes under what? Functional isomerism. Okay, now alkene, another is your cycloalkane. Example, suppose C3H6. Here what is 1 2 3? What is this? Propene. But here if you will write in a cyclic manner, that is triangle, what you will find here is again you will get what? C3H6. okay, यहाँ पे कार्बन क्या था? There is 3 carbon in a straight chain, and then here what you are having? 3 carbon in a cyclic manner. Suppose let's talk about one more example of this. Suppose if you are having C double bond C, and then this, you are having H3, you are having H, yeah, H2. So how many carbon? C4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means H8. Okay. So now if you will draw the same number of carbon like CH2, 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 तो ये क्या बन गया तुम्हारे पास? इस तरीके से साइकिल बन गया, ठीक है। यहाँ पे CH2, यहाँ पे CH2, CH2, and then this CH2, and then if you will count again, what you will get? C4H8. Here there is no double bond or triple bond, but here there is one double bond. Okay, got it? So reply करो. Functional isomerism समझ गया सबको? Fast. Functional isomerism. Okay, nice, fine sir. Okay, all good. चलो ठीक है. Next going on to the metamerism. अब metamerism क्या होता है ये देख लेते हैं. In metamerism, it arises due to different number of carbon atom. It arises due to different number of carbon atom on either side of the functional group or heteroatom in the molecule. Okay, on either side of the functional group or heteroatom in the molecule. नहीं समझा ना? Example discuss करते हैं. Example में क्या दिया? C4H10O. Okay, C4H10NO. अब यहाँ पे example क्या दिया है? This is your nothing but the ether. This is nothing but ether, where you are having one carbon chain on this side, and then this side you are having how many carbon? This side one carbon, and this side 3 carbon. Another, if you will see here, your ether group is going to be same, and then this side you are having how many carbon? 2 carbon, and then this side also you are having how many carbon? 2 carbon. So this is called what? Wait a second. This is called what? Whenever there is a polyvalent functional group must be present. Polyvalent functional group. Polyvalent functional group का meaning क्या हो जाता है? It should having a more than one valency. Okay, it should be connect, like it can form a bond with more than one. So here you can see here oxygen can form a 2 bond. Here also oxygen can form a 2 bond. Here there are 3 carbon. Here there is 1 carbon. Here there is 2 carbon on this side, and then this side you are having the 2 carbon. So this is called a metamerism. What will happen in the metamerism? There will be a R group, then your functional group, and then other side also again there it is going to be R group. Let's see example. एक example देखते हैं इसका. Ether का example देखते हैं. In ether. Okay, fine. एग्जाम्पल से समझते हैं. ओके, ठीक है, एग्जाम्पल से समझते. अगर नहीं समझा तो फिर वापस से उसको एक्सप्लेन करेंगे एक बार. ओके, इन मेटामेरिज्म व्हाट विल हैपन इन द मेटामेरिज्म? on either side of the functional group you should have 2R group. That means what is alkyl group? R group, that means alkyl group. So now let's see for example ether में क्या है यहाँ पे? In ether we should have minimum 4 carbon. ठीक है, like if there is a ether in the middle, that is if you are having the functional group in the middle, so if we will count the carbon from both the sides, the minimum carbon should be how much? There should be a 4 carbon. That means if you will count the right side of the functional group and then the left side of the functional group, if you are having minimum 4 carbon, then it is called metamerism. And then for the amine also same. You are having NH is a functional group, and then again if you will count the right side of the functional group and then the left side of the functional group, you should have minimum 4 carbon. If there is minimum 4 carbon, then what you will call? It is a metamerism. Then again thioether. What is the meaning of the thioether? In between you will be having the sulfur as a functional group, and then on both the sides you will be having a alkyl group. So again, if you will count the number of carbon in the left side of the functional group and then the right side of the functional group, what you should get, you should be having a total 4 number of carbon, 4 carbon. Okay, then it is going to be a metamerism. Now coming on to the ketone. So here ketone is itself is having a C double bond O group. Okay, now from left side you should have the from left side and then from the right side. Okay, if there is a 5 carbon, then also it is going to be a metamerism. Okay, so that is why what we are telling, if you are having, you should have minimum 4 carbon. If it is more than 4 carbon, then it is going to be metamerism. But if it is going to be a less than 4 carbon, so it is not a metamerism. Okay, got it? Okay, fine. Now moving on to the ketone. In ketone, it is already 1 carbon is present in between. Okay, and then what we are seeing in the metamerism, on both the sides you should have a minimum 4 carbon. Okay, so minimum 4 carbon. So here, if you will get in the ketone, this is 1 carbon, and here we are having the another carbon. So in the ketone, including this carbon, you should have how many carbons? Minimum 5 carbons. If there is minimum 5 carbon or more than 5 carbon, then it is going to be a metamerism. ठीक है? Suppose यहाँ पे ये example यहाँ पे भी देख लो, यहाँ पे क्या, if you are here either 3 carbon and here you are having 1 carbon, so it is a metamerism. Here also you are having 2 carbon here, you are having 2 carbon here, so it is a metamerism. Let's talk about the another example. Suppose you are having O, then you are having CH3, and then you are having CH3. So how many carbons on the functional group? Total how many carbons? Let reply. On both the sides of the functional group, that is your ether, how many carbons? 2 carbons. So, but how many carbons we want minimum? On ether, how many carbons we want minimum carbons? Fast. 4. So it is a metamerism or not? Is it a metamerism? No, correct. Nice. So it is not a metamerism. It is not a metamerism. Okay. Now going on to the another example. Suppose R plus R should be a minimum 4 carbon. बस इतना याद रखना है. On both the sides, you should have a minimum 4 carbon. Example C4H8O. This is your keto group. This is 2 carbon here and then the 3 carbon here. Sorry, 1 carbon on this side and then the 2 carbon on this side. और यहाँ पे तुम्हारे पास कीटोन का 1 कार्बन है, बट कीटोन के लिए हमने क्या लिखा है? टोटल कार्बन मिनिमम कार्बन शुड बी 5. सो टोटल मिनिमम number of carbon should be 5. So it is not a metamerism. Now coming on to the another example, C5H10O. You are having 1 keto group. This side you are having 2 carbon, this side you are having 2 carbon, and including this keto group you are having total how many carbons? 5. So बताओ ये metamerism होगा? बोलो fast. ये metamerism होगा? Okay, correct. समझ रहा है, सब समझ रहा है. Nice. Enjoying the class. Okay. Next, in this also another possibility. 1 carbon C double bond O, this side 3 carbon, this side 1 carbon, and including this carbon, total how many carbons? 5. So this is also a metamerism. This is also a metamerism. Correct. Now let's going on to draw the functional isomers of C4H8O. C4H8O. अब इसका जनरल फॉर्मूला लिखते हैं. इसका जनरल फॉर्मूला क्या है? Cn, then H क्या ट्वाइस है? That means C2n, then क्या है? O2. तो ये किससे मैच हो रहा है? एसिड से मैच हो रहा है, एसिड ईस्टर से. लेट्स सी. ओके, करेक्ट. एसिड ईस्टर से मैच हो रहा है. एसिड ईस्टर के लिए हमने क्या देखा है? यही देखा है, CnH2nO2. तो इसका फंक्शन क्या हो जाएगा तुम्हारे पास? C4H8O2 का सबसे पहले C4 है तुम्हारे पास, तो क्या बना लोगे? 4 कार्बन चेन, 4 नंबर कार्बन चेन, 1 2 3 4. फर्स्ट पे क्या आ जाएगा तुम्हारे पास? कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप. देन ईस्टर है, ईस्टर में क्या आता है तुम्हारे पास? ईस्टर ग्रुप कैसा होता है? C डबल बॉन्ड O, ये तुम्हारे पास ईस्टर ग्रुप होता है, तो एक कार्बन यहाँ पर आ जाएगा और 2 कार्बन तुम्हारे पास यहाँ पर आ जाएंगे, तो टोटल कितना हो जाएगा तुम्हारे पास? C4H8O2। करेक्ट? समझ गए यहाँ तक? समझ गए यहाँ तक? बताओ। हेलो क्लास। ओके, so let's have a summary on this, like what we studied today. Okay, first what we see, structural isomerism. In isomerism what we studied, there are of two types. What? Structural isomerism and then the stereoisomerism. Okay, so stereoisomerism, as we are like running out of time, so we will do the stereoisomerism in our next class. So structural isomerism, what we see, chain isomerism, where there will be a change in what? Carbon chain length. Then second, what we studied, position isomerism, there will be a change in what? Position. Then third, what we studied, functional isomerism. Functional isomerism, that means there will be a change in the functional group. And then third, last, what we studied, metamerism. Okay, so stereoisomerism we will continue into the next class. We are not having that much of time. So यहाँ तक सबको समझ गया? Any doubts till here, students? Any doubt till here? You can ask. जल्दी. Okay, different in chain, different in position, different in functional group, right? Correct. अब मेटामेरिज्म में क्या होगा? मिनिमम कितना होना चाहिए कार्बन? इन मेटामेरिज्म कितने मिनिमम कार्बन होने चाहिए? 4. बट कीटोन में कितना होना चाहिए? कीटोन में कितना? ओके, नाइस. बहुत ही एक्टिव है हमारे स्टूडेंट्स. ओके, नाइस, फाइन फाइन. सो आप लोग को कैसा लगा क्लास आज का? कैन यू प्लीज गिव द फीडबैक? आप लोग को आज का क्लास कैसा लगा? ओके, नाइस. सो थैंक यू सो मच. Thank you so much. So we are going to like conclude the class here. Now you people can leave the class. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. And then also Happy New Year in advance. 31st है आज, कल से 31st. अच्छे से पढ़ाई करो. We are always there for support for you all. Okay.